Hi everyone, and welcome back. We're still live from Berlin at the Awwwards conference. We're surrounded by a lot of people, but we will be live now for 55 minutes with Irina. Irina.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Having me
No,
here.
this is awesome. So we're live from Awwwards. It's a big conference about UX design trends, what's happening in the web industry, and much more. And they have awesome speakers. And we're very lucky because some of them, they just come live and they share the insights about what's going on in the industry, and they will answer all your questions. I see Vanessa in the chat. I see Yenti. So I will try to keep, keep an eye on the chat and make sure to take all your questions. Maybe we can switch to the GoPro very quickly, so I can show you how crazy this is. See, we are really surrounded by a lot of people. Oh, whoa, yeah. So we are really in the middle of the mess, as you can see. And who made that intro? It was by Oddfellows. It's an agency, and they created the intro. It's really busy there. Yeah, Lily. Very busy. Okay, so Irina, how would you introduce yourself to our friends?
All right. Hi. Hello, everyone. So I am somewhere in the middle. I am digital media artist and also UX UI designer. So I kind of, I didn't manage to fit in this one field. Okay, it was always my ambition to kind of cover both parts. Yeah, I've been doing this I don't know, for the last around 13 years.
13 years?
Yes, yeah. 13 years.
That's good.
I started as a graphic designer, and then I slowly switched to UI and then to UX.
Yeah.
And then with the digital media arts, it's maybe for last 6-7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good, because we very often we have questions, for our friends in the chat, saying, "Oh, should I become a UX designer? Should I learn coding?" And you're the proof that you can do everything, actually.
A lot of things. I think it's really important just to, to keep to what you kind of planned or still are planning, and to just keep your ambitions real and your dreams real. For me, it was always really, really important, to keep them all both alive. I don't know. Yeah, it just happened like that. In the beginning, I was really stressed out about that, because it's it's like one foot there and one foot there. And it's can be scary in the beginning, that's for sure. Yeah. So
you shared with me some projects.
I did.
Yeah, that we can run. When I say run, it's really running. Okay, we'll see. And that we will explore. So maybe we can switch to my computer.
Sure.
I have this amazing view. Look at this. It's beautiful. The Finder. And which one should we start with?
Like you prefer. Maybe we should start with some art projects.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me which one.
All right, let's just, let me see what we have there. Maybe we can start with 3D, sorry. Let's start with this face recognition app, the fourth one. Yes. And maybe let's play the video which we have in there.
Okay, so what is going on?
It's really nice, kind of, looks like pretty easy when actually it is on the wall.
It's on the wall, okay.
It is on the wall. It is like a projection, and actually you see one person interacting with the mobile phone and actually controlling some of the parameters of this application.
Okay.
But basically what it is, you can see on this small desk or the table front of the projection, it's a Kinect 1 running, and it's detecting the face of the person which is interacting with this application.
And the application, how is it built?
Yes, it is actually built in Max MSP software. It's a Cycling 74 product, and it's pretty cool, and it requires some programming knowledge.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, I did it. It is actually a collaborative project with me and Constance Holthay. She's also a female technologist, and she's a real coder. I mean, it's really good to have that kind of people around you. And yes, it worked out very well. This was made for exhibition in New York, which we had in October. And it was pretty nice because actually, what I like about like, let's say interactive art, you can involve or encourage people to come and participate, and you kind of switch this focus from the artist to audience, you know, and then it starts to become like user-centered art, which we like in design. We like to do everything user-centered, and I think it's really the best approach, you know. I also like art to be something like this.
Okay. Makes
yeah.
sense.
And what app is doing, it is like kind of detecting the face.
Yeah.
And the users have a control, like on the mobile, it is using Touch OSC. And users can play with sliders and the button.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yes.
We can see it now.
And actually people can change camera rotation. We have X, Y, and Z coordinates for that. X, Y, and Z axis.
So it captures your face, but that's why sometimes we see a profile, because they can control it.
Yes, because it's like a little game, let's say like this.
Oh my God.
And
there is something else on this side. Okay.
And this actually is the second project, which we also have. Like I will show it a little bit later.
Yeah.
Yes. The challenge, really, it is sometimes very challenging to exhibit that kind of art projects because users can get very, like, you know, frustrated when they have to start to control something. But this is, for me, really important to kind of involve or invite audience to participate as well, you know? So, and on the second screen, you actually, in the same view, you can see there is like 3D rotating shapes.
Yeah.
And that's the project which I made approximately a year and a half ago, or maybe 2 years ago. I started it, and then I slowly developed it. And it is based on 3D scanning.
Oh, okay.
So I did it at the Fab Lab Berlin. Basically scanned myself.
Because you live in Berlin?
Yes, I do.
Very important.
Yeah, I live in Berlin.
She's a local artist.
Yeah, and it's actually really cool. The community here is really great, and a lot of opportunities, and actually people collaborate. And I think in this creative field, it's really important, you know, that you actually can reach out. And we have a lot of amazing like meetups here, where actually you can get connected.
Very vibrant community. And Klaus is asking, did you use the camera of the phone? But no.
No,
so
no,
it's
no,
not
no.
the camera.
It's Kinect
it's
camera.
a Kinect, and we will show you something.
Yes.
I mean, we will try to show you something amazing with the Kinect.
Yeah, which is a little bit different, but yes.
We'll try to make it work.
Yeah, right. Maybe we can switch to this, like the next, which is selfie one. So it also has some sound, but you can switch it off. Yeah. If I don't know if it's on the way or not. Yeah. So I kind of, you know, the design is always like it is like being polished until the perfection, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like to keep this imperfection in the art. And for example, you see 3D scans. They are actually low poly. And they
low poly. Yeah, love it.
Rather glitchy. Then it's like a perfect form, right? And I kind of like this approach sometimes, you know, because it's like, I like to balance, you know, I like to feel perfect in the design, right? And in like not so perfect in art. Okay. Yeah. So it's like kind of balancing sides, like, I don't know, inner balance.
Yeah, they say it's a nice concept with the imperfection.
Yeah. You see, I also like, actually that was like, maybe you can play the second video. Yeah,
let's do that.
That's also part of the same project.
Whoa.
Oh, it's an army of me.
An army of Irina.
Yes, exactly. And it's also like, you know, you always think of like how you want to present yourself to people. Yeah. Yeah. And this was also like a very important project for me because I don't know, you know, it's like, it's still me, you know, I'm doing like this, I don't know, reproduction of myself, you know. It is selfie based, you know, so it's like, and
so
then
egocentric. So egocentric.
Yes,
like and still using the Kinect because they're asking, "Wow, how can you capture that?" Yeah,
that was made also like with the Kinect software.
Yeah, so it's where you have like very slowly to. The Kinect is turning around.
Yes, you have to turn 360 exactly.
But very slowly.
Very slowly. Yes.
For 2 days.
For 2 days. No, it was like more like bad. You know, and it's very difficult actually to the third one. The third one. Yeah. And it was actually really hard to hold poses.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, especially these ones when you do
you have to be a little bit fit, you know.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Yeah.
After 30 seconds, I would be okay.
Right. So, and I also like this, like the way how to do this. Like I like wireframes a lot, you know, and I like just simply to make it like this, you know, always like 3-dimensional a little bit.
You exploded, Irina.
Yeah.
You're exploding.
I did.
Be careful.
Yeah.
And they're asking, okay, just wondering what are the applications of such a project, which is like very, you know, pleasing, very cool. So what would be the final application of this? It's to be in a museum, to be interactive? Or
so no, basically this is not really interactive. This is more like, I think the Kinect is used, you know, like Kinect and Kinect and to 3D scanning. It's usually used a little bit more for games.
Ah, okay.
I don't play games. That's not really my medium. I
thing.
don't create games. I just like to use technology, you know, sometimes and use it for art projects. Yeah, this one is working together with music. And as you saw, like in exhibition in New York, we had a corner, you know, and there was a projection with the sound, and next to it was the screen with actually interactive part, and they match together very well. You know, you always have to think about the style also. I use this pink color for the first time in my life. I usually don't use pink, but I was like tempted, you know, to kind of, I will just also get myself out of this like comfort zone, you know. I always like use a little bit more like colder colors like blue, let's say like this.
So just to explain again, because Vanessa has some question. So you are using a Kinect.
Yes.
So maybe we can remind what a Kinect is.
Yeah.
It was launched by Microsoft.
Yes.
It was a device for the Xbox.
Yes.
And it has been not hacked, but hacked in a way. For a lot of artists use the Kinect. I remember back in the days it was even connected to the Flash player. Like there were so many ways to play with it. But the API was open at some point. Yeah. And you can use the Kinect. So it's to recognize the body, so the Kinect can recognize the arms, the face,
skeleton detection,
the skeleton
then
detection.
There is motion detection, also face detection, recognition, you know.
And then someone developed an app connected.
The Kinect, for example, for 3D scanning, it's a software.
It's a software.
Yeah.
And you put a Kinect and you turn around Irina.
Yeah, like slowly. You turn like this, even a little bit slower.
And it's
but
building
just like,
a 3D model.
Without
and that's
breathing.
what she's using after.
Yeah. For this specific application, then maybe we can switch to this like Kinect and show it how it works in real time, you know, with this OpenFrameworks app.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Okay, so I'm launching something that I haven't launched in years, which is Xcode.
Here is our Kinect. Maybe we need to, can we move a little bit this computer? So actually this sensor really needs to detect you.
Of course. So, sorry, it's not that. Launchpad. Want to launch Xcode. Here we go.
Yeah.
And this one.
The fifth one, right?
Okay. So this is a project that you have shared with us using OpenFramework.
Yeah, this
Maybe you can explain what OpenFramework is.
OpenFrameworks is also like one of the creative tools. It's open source still. It has a great community, like here in Berlin also. It's like a lot of meetups happening and people are sharing their experiences and a lot of workshops are happening. But like to work with this application or with this language, you have to know a little bit of the programming. So I created that app like some time ago. Let me just adjust it a little bit. Let me see what I can do.
You adjust the contrast?
Yeah, I'm actually changing you see the threshold.
The threshold.
Image depth.
Okay.
In the corner, but I'm
and
checking if it is working.
Kinect if you want.
Yeah, sure. Let me see. Oh, it's not really cleaning that well the wall behind, but because we are kind of very close. Okay, it is
like,
actually
I need
doing.
to get back to Berlin.
All right. You see? Yeah. The wall moved away, and then you are right now in the middle. So
hi guys.
Maybe we can.
Just do what it needs.
Like this would, and I think it's okay, you know. Like people can see you and so on. So, and this is also in real time, and this like OpenFrameworks right now with the help of Kinect is detecting the silhouette.
The silhouette, yeah.
Yes. For example, if I freeze it for a moment, we have on the keyboard, press on C. You see, you freeze. So what is going on with this application? It's actually, if you see, it's like a simple pattern in the background with rotating and scaling rectangles.
Rectangles.
You see?
I see.
And when the silhouette is like kind of touching the rectangles, they are being deformed.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And what you do is that you analyze the image on the left.
Yes.
To see, okay, like if you are on top of white in this case, then change what's happening with the rectangles.
Yes.
The behavior is different. Yeah, it's not the same angle of rotation.
Yes.
It's not the same dimension.
Yes, and then we again open the connection, and then again we can start, interact. What I like about this application that actually people also really like it, and especially if we put it in the event when there is a music somewhere in the background, people really like. They're just like so busy with it. Yeah,
that's awesome. So they're asking about the technology. So so it's OpenFramework. It's what is the language of OpenFramework to code this?
I think it is based on C++.
It's a C++, so it's kind of hardcore language.
But it is a little bit like a specific syntax, of OpenFrameworks. So, but they have really, really great libraries which you can reuse. So basically, I also reuse this optical flow.
Okay.
This pattern of the rectangles. So I adjusted, of course, the sizes, the colors, and the animation rhythm, or the speed. And so to say, you just reuse what other people are doing.
And it's real time. I mean, the performance is really amazing.
Yeah. And I like that when you do actually some changes or interact with it, you can when you get this touch, just simply when you see, oh wow, I'm really changing something on the screen, right? Yeah. And the movement or this animation tail which happens after the movement, it kind of gives you this sensory feeling, on the skin. It's a little bit like
fur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in general, I just like these kind of applications, and I like people really exploring, and becoming this more like
so
artists.
Fluffy, It's fluffy design.
Yeah.
After fluffy design. Fluffy
design. But it's still, you see, it has this 2D characteristics. And it's for example, I think my art projects are really inspired by how I design things. Yeah. It's always a little bit this 2D kind of 2D maybe used in 3D environments. Okay. This is how I do things. Yeah.
This is good. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, they're all like, wow.
That's nice.
It's beautiful. Like rune letters, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now, Jafar is asking, do you think we can take it further and make it an application in education, marketing, or entertainment?
I think so. Everything is possible. It depends on the concept, and
I've seen some interactive shops, like the vitrine, where you go in front of, Louis Vuitton, and they have a Kinect.
Yes.
And then everything behaves.
Definitely.
And then people stop and they look at the products, and they try to play, and you can display a message. So in marketing, there are a lot of use cases where they ask artists such as Irina to create interactive experiences. And this is a perfect
I think
example.
it very much depends on the artist. If artist really wants to, let's say, to marketize, the products, or just make the products more for the gallery, Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I really love this project. It's awesome.
Okay, maybe I will share one more art project.
Yes.
Maybe this windmills. That's windmills.
Oh, the windmills.
So,
boom.
Yes, it comes with the sound. Maybe if we can play a little bit. So, for me, I stopped watching television approximately. Maybe it's not very loud, but I stopped watching television around 18 years ago, and was just kind of understood that I really sound is one of the most important mediums for me. So, and with this project, I want to say when you listen to music, you sometimes really analyze, how it sounds or how you feel when you listen to the music. And visualizing music is also one of things what artists can do. And this is the project with Joel Holmes. He's a jazz musician and also electronic musician from United States, currently based in Berlin. And we share one love to, let's say, a few artists from Detroit, like Jeff Mills and Robert Hood.
Wow.
And his sound was inspired by those artists. And I also, I knew those artists, of course, before, and we spoke about that a lot, And yes, I created this black and white, morphing something, very abstract way. Yeah, just maybe a little bit more showing the metaphysical state, you know, like, yeah. So you see.
So what did you use to create this 3D scene?
This is 3D software called Cinema 4D.
Oh yeah, that
but
we know very well.
Afterwards, you know, it's a lot of like sketching and planning on the paper.
Yeah, and the camera, like
yes,
you need
everything,
to
like, you know, and it's like separating, let's say, song into parts and making visuals for the, let's say, certain parts of the song. And afterwards, I also used Adobe Premiere to put all together. So for me, it's actually, I think the Adobe, you know, I started to use Adobe products like really like long time ago. It was like, I don't know, 10 years or even more. So I think it's even like really influenced the way how I create, you know, everything. It's just like,
cool.
you know,
visual,
because of, because I mean, the certain software gives you certain amount of features and you even plan workflow sometimes, you know, like accordingly to that. Yeah. So it's cool when you actually can.
I like this with the plan.
Yeah, when you can combine different software and different methods. I actually like it. I think I'm really a software nerd, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like really like exploring things and really
new
like
features.
expanding my own borders, you know? Yeah.
So, and what did you do with this video? Was it played
no, this
during
is
a concert?
Actually, this one is the work in progress right
it's a work
now.
in progress.
So it's
Thanks
upcoming.
for sharing.
Yeah, it's upcoming project, and we are, I think, going to do really a compilation of sounds or the songs and the videos. So yeah, but this is my new direction to show nothing. I'm switching from selfie art to something more abstract. From, let's say, human shapes to more like metaphysical and abstract. So yeah, it's like actually there are like I'm using this method which is called like metaballs.
Okay.
It's actually simply like morphing spheres.
Yeah.
Yep.
But everything is merged into one single shape,
yes.
so that's what gives the illusion of liquid. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Cinema 4D. So it's awesome. With the reflection. Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I actually like to play with camera rotation a lot, you know, and I think this is also like it is really cool way because you don't have to animate like objects all the time, you know, but you can really rotate the camera. Yeah.
Looks
good.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Thanks.
Cool.
Thanks to our sound engineer. It was awesome. And also, you know, we do some giveaways also to our friends watching.
Oh,
so
nice.
if you're watching, make sure to be on behance.net/live, okay, on Behance, and sign in the chat to say hi to Irina. Just say something for 5 minutes and we will pick someone and they will receive the Adobe XD socks.
Wow.
Not XD, the socks.
Yeah,
that
that's
you can
cool.
wear in the winter.
I'm jealous almost.
Yeah, I know. In Berlin, you need socks.
Exactly.
And the XD
and
notebooks.
fancy socks. It's not like any
very fancy.
socks.
Like you wear them and you become a better designer. Just wearing them.
That's for sure. It's
that's
for
awesome.
inspiration. You know, every morning you need something special.
And they are very flashy. So they are black with this logo. So it's like, whoa, like you cannot miss it.
Cool.
Super flashy. So yeah, be active, say hi. Okay, they all say hi now.
That's
this is
nice.
awesome.
Everyone wants fancy
and
socks.
Irina will announce the winner very soon. You will see. You will see.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, that
Shall
was
we
awesome.
switch to design things?
Yes, because you are also.
I am also
UX,
senior
UX
UX
designer.
and you are the designer. Yeah.
So what do you want to showcase?
Shall we this is like a.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Right, we can. Do you think you can open the software? Did you try it?
No, I didn't try.
DMG file somewhere. Yes, this one. Try
this
it
one?
if it works. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it will work. Let's try.
Yes, with this one, I'm working currently for Holoplot, and this is a German startup.
Oh, okay.
And the startup is making immersive sound software and speakers.
Okay.
And basically, so the software which I designed as UI and UX designer is made to control this like immersive sound experiences. So Holoplot just received MIT Technology Review Award as a newcomer, so it's a big thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was quite challenging for me because I really needed to learn about sound field synthesis and about spatial sounds. I mean, I studied like earlier a few years ago. Sound synthesis and also a little bit from let's say math and physics perspective.
With analog waves.
Yeah, with this Maximus P also.
Oh,
and
sometimes I know a lot of designers are really into it, you know, like analog music and stuff.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat if you are a musician and if you like playing with analog synthesizers and waves.
So let's say for me it was relatively easy to kind of, you know, understand the concepts or learn them. And
so
if you can go offline, let me see.
Yeah, we are offline.
Yeah, this is the main interface basically.
Okay, let me try to understand. So there is a
Yeah,
X
and this
Z.
specific software is made so, you know, I needed to find a concept which could actually fit both, let's say, 3D representation and sound engineering, you know?
Okay.
So it was quite difficult for me. You see how the layout of the interface is, right?
Yes.
So
X
I
and
needed
Z.
to kind of have this like open space in the middle because we still use it as a 3D, a little bit of 3D software, right?
Yes, okay.
So cool.
So
Let's just add here the one system.
A system editor.
Yeah, let's add one system. So you can also like, let's say you set everything up in this virtual space, which you see on the screen.
Yes.
And you, let's say what you do, you are making modular sound system, which will basically give you this opportunity to listen to spatial sound. It's like with this technology, specific Holoplot technology, it is made so that you can also like hear sound. Let's say to create the sound tunnel. Create the sound tunnel where all the volume is like leveled out. You know, it's balanced, and also you can have. You can target the sound to a specific point in the room.
Oh my God.
So it's pretty cool, you know?
Okay.
So let's say, yes, you can move the system by controlling these parameters. You can add one more system, you know? You see, you are building the modular, you know, like a modular sound system in the space. So when you have you have decided, okay, this is my setup in the space. You need also sound sources, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's my setup. Okay.
Yeah, this is the speaker which you
I
kind
need
of
a
set
source.
up. Yeah, you need the sound source, but first you have to press on the plus because we have the tools at the right side, and we have yes, and you can move it around. Even if you want, you can press on the snap to that, and it will snap. You know, you can be super precise with designing your space. Or 3D room, you know?
Okay.
What else you need? You might need to have also the virtual space.
The space editor.
Let's set some room. Let me see if it changes. Yeah, just maybe more. No, okay. Or sets the origins points. Let me see. Was it like here?
Define your space.
Yes,
maybe?
Exactly.
That's my room.
Okay. Yes, that would be your room.
Okay, so it's so that's the source coming from the corner. So
yes,
and that's good actually. I would put it here.
Yes. So and that one you can't really move so easily. Yeah.
I need to go back.
Yes.
Here. Yeah. Okay.
So the thing is, this whole like sound field synthesis is like a really big theory. It's like really a science, and you have to know actually what you are doing, right? Because you have to kind of understand if you put the sound source behind the speaker or front of the speaker,
it will change
or if
everything.
you want to make the sound tunnel, you know, then let's specify. Let's take this sound and let's press on this planar wave here. Like in this way.
Oh, and I think we have a winner for the XD socks. So if you can read the name.
Hannelore Herman.
Yeah, good job.
I hope I pronounced it. Yeah.
Who was very active in the chat. Congratulations, Hannelore.
Cool.
Let me see where is Hannelore from.
Yeah, that's an interesting name.
Yeah,
I always have
name.
issues with
from
people.
From Spain, Hannelore.
Cool.
Maybe.
But Herman is like a German last name.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, Hannelore, let us know a little bit more about yourself, what you do in life.
It's cool.
Are you really in Spain? Yeah.
That's nice.
Oh, see. So now I have.
So yes, this planar wave actually, this is the feature which like kind of transforms your point source or focus source. It's a virtual sound, right?
Yeah.
It transforms it to the sound tunnel.
Okay.
Yeah, and also like you can specify the volume of it, you know,
gain,
delay. You can,
nice.
you know, also need to actually, in this setup, you have to think about latencies a lot, right?
Yeah.
And delays a lot. So you have a specific like features here to play a little bit. You know, you can set up the no latency, for example, and then you know that you're, you know, it kind of simulates it. And if you open the sound EQ, you know,
cool.
you get additional thing. You can actually play with, adjust the sound, you know, like even more.
It's so responsive. It's awesome.
Yes, yeah.
Very nice.
It's the first version. Actually, it was released, I think, like just now, you know, like last week and so on. Yeah, it was the first really big pitch for the company in US, like last week and a week before. So it's like really cool, working out. So yeah, this is the thing. These are the things which I am really doing, you know.
So you had to, think about the UI. It was just you, like working on the this
so
UI?
Basically what I had, they had a, let's say, old working software version.
Okay.
But like, let's say user flow and UX was really horrible, you know. And so I needed to redesign like everything, starting like, let's say from the layouts, you know, the features. Of course, features were like engineers and technical director helped to define them, you know. It's like, of course, they know what they need, you know, for this kind of software. But yeah, I was designing like in the beginning wireframes, like on the pen and paper, because I felt like it needs to be, you know, teamwork. We really have to decide what we need. And then I came up with this like weird interface, right? Menu at the left side, the tools at the right side. And then you can also use,
so that like the 3D view.
Yes, and this is a little bit, the 3D view of your setup. Yes, and I designed all the interface by myself.
Wow, awesome.
Yes. And I kind of felt it should be like this dark gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like,
Feels
you know,
good.
somehow like sound software are usually dark, you know, and design software are usually lighter. So it's like,
And Anouk is
makes sense.
asking if you have some pictures of the work in progress, maybe of this UI.
Yeah, I mean, there are like wireframes. No, this is UI components, and there is like a wireframe. So all the most important final screens are here. Yeah, which like development stage. If you want, you just quickly can go through them.
Yeah.
You see, it almost looks the same.
Almost.
We still have to polish, you know, it's like a lot of work, you know, to kind of develop that kind of things. And for front-end developers and back-end developers, it's just like, of course, they care the first of all of the, you know, functionality of the features. It's really important, you know, to get everything working on the first, you know, as a first thing. And then we switch back to the polishing, you know, the design until it fits. Designed versions. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even this type of editor.
Yep. So that's
Awesome.
it about that.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And you wanted to talk about this?
Yeah, we can talk. I mean, it's like, I think the topic of today, right?
Yeah.
XD.
Adobe XD. Yeah.
Wow, I really thank you for kind of suggesting me this software.
I mean, I know you're a software nerd, so.
Yeah, that's
our
cool
new
because
one,
I got
so.
so passionate about exploring it.
Yeah, you liked it?
Yeah, I actually could, like, what I really like, I think I need to get my phone. May I just go out and just find my phone or not?
Yeah, you can leave me.
But do you have like a iPhone charger, the small wire cable?
You want to show the live preview?
Yeah, the charger.
Okay, let me find. Oh, yeah, we have one. Thanks.
Cool. Because what I like about this app.
Yeah, and we can show it with the GoPro.
Wow,
actually.
you know, it's just like
Yeah, if you want this one. So let's move. This one is taken, so we can use this one. And let me grab this baby.
So I have this app on my
XD.
phone, right? And I was like, wow. Let me see. Let's just click one of them and.
Yeah, if you go to live preview in the middle.
Right.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, this is loading.
Wow, this is like, wow, you know, what is this? Okay. So I designed a really simple landing page, you know, for also my partner, because we were like, you know, your website looks really old and we really have to do something about that, right? And yeah, I mean, you see what I'm doing. I'm actually like simply using the same sketches which I have made in XD software. And what, for example, I like about this, because I actually never did it before, but you can really apply changes in real time.
Yeah, so
I'm like, wow, if you can
maybe
just,
I can show it here.
if you can just zoom in maybe a little. Let me just hold it.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, it's not so.
Yeah, we need to be
yeah,
careful.
it's okay.
We can do that. Like, look.
Yeah.
Now you're a movie director, okay?
Ooh. Wow. Okay,
Ooh.
this is good.
Okay,
this is good.
Okay, this is good.
So if you just simply, you can do with my file whatever you want, you know.
I think you're here,
So,
right?
Yes, somewhere there. And if you apply changes in real time, you can also see how it works. You know, like for me, it was always like, it always takes time to kind of, you know, talk with the client. It's like, you know, yeah, we have to change the color of the button, right? Or we have to change size of the font on the button.
I think I changed the opacity. Yeah.
Yes, and it's like, it makes it so easy, you know. It also gives the client, when you meet person to person or face to face, you know, this opportunity to kind of suggest changes on the spot, you know. Otherwise, it just always takes ages when you like kind of, you know, collect the feedback and then you do it, you know, again, and you don't never know if it will work, right?
Yeah, and you can.
Yeah.
If we switch back to
Sure.
to my screen.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, like you are really using a typography.
Yeah.
In this example, so you can just make sure that it's easy to read, easy to navigate. So yeah, this is awesome. So you worked on redesigning the web experience. I think.
Yeah, I
great.
just like kind of tried out, you know, because I was also learning the software. And I got really, really passionate about it. You know, it is really, really useful tool. Yeah.
Here we go,
it's cool. And also you can always show different versions, you know. And also like if we switch to this, like, all right, on the phone also with the prototype mode, right? I mean, it's like kind of cool thing as well. I mean, you...
Oh, yeah, you already connected some views.
Yeah, I just like, if you click on the one...
Yeah, you want to preview this one?
Yeah. Let's do it like this. And you scroll down and you will have a button at the bottom. This one. Bam! I just scroll back, you know, it's like really, really cool thing. I mean, I just really tried it like easy way and to see if I really like, you know, how it works. But it is really good tool, yeah.
Oh, okay, I see what you did.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's good. And then all the UI elements.
Yeah, and it also makes it really like cool because actually you also can have it on your phone, right? When you are talking to the client,
you
it's
can
like,
explain.
yeah, you like these colors, you know, or we have to change, you know, this like what is this violet color, right?
Yeah.
If we have to, maybe we have to change it to something different, right?
Yeah, and I see that you are using the assets panel, so which is a very good practice.
Yes.
Because here you are defining global colors.
Exactly.
So you can say here edit. And if you look at every time you use the color, like you can try different shades, and it will be like you would have like 5,000 screens. It will be exactly the same way.
Yes.
But I like this purple. Actually, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the textiles. So if I try to identify this one, I guess it's probably this one.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I can edit, and then it will reflect all the edits everywhere in the prototype, and the symbols. Wow, awesome. So this is the SoundCloud, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So if we pay attention to this one, if I start destroying, I should zoom out. Oh, no, it's not the same symbol. Okay, I was trying to find the symbol.
Maybe I somehow copied it in a weird way.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it actually has to be the same, but yeah.
So what we are working on, and I need to make sure that this is the main view, is something called design specs. So so this is what you did here. Like you try to describe to the designer at the end what is the color palettes, the typeface you're using, etc., etc. So if you say I want to publish the design spec, and this is in beta, you see, so we're still working on it. Okay, now I will open the link, and it becomes a URL that you can share with another designer or a developer. Okay, so it will take all the screens that you design, starting from the main one, but you have to connect them, so that's why it's connected. And then if I click here, it will automatically generate the styles. So it will show you where the style is used. So you have the colors. So you see that apparently you have 2 shades of dark. So this is something that you can fix.
Yeah.
Maybe here also you say, oh, maybe it's too close.
Yeah. I think I didn't specify, the top bar.
That's all.
I just
from
like
the UI kit.
I just copy pasted it. I think from UI kit of someone.
Of
it's
iOS.
just like So I didn't actually think of that much. Yeah, but it's cool that it actually takes the colors, and just like makes it also like
and also it can show you the distance between elements, how many
that's
pixels.
Amazing. Yes, this is what that was the thing, because I'm so much used to using guides. I was like, where is the guides?
Where are the guides?
Come on there. No guides.
That's a big discussion we have with the community.
Then I did, explored this way that it is actually using the, what was that? Not the layouts. Yeah, layout. I think the. Yeah.
You have a grid layout.
Yeah. I think I found way how to actually
okay.
align everything,
Yeah, if I take this one, you can display a grid layout.
I did it already. Yeah. So it's cool. So I was like really thinking
and
if
we
I
want
can,
to work on the resolution, it will push the grid, and then you can work on your elements and say, okay, this needs to be pushed here and snap, and you can start working on the design. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, because the next iteration would be to design it for the desktop, right? So we kind of, how do we switch to that one?
But what's good is that you can do it in the same project.
Yeah.
So you don't have to create a project for the desktop. Like you can start saying here, okay, I want to create an artboard for the web now, and maybe put it here, and then you start copy pasting your elements and start working on it. Also, what you can do is publish the prototype online.
Yeah.
So it's more also like if you want to share it with this artist to get feedback.
Yeah.
Or with the developers. So then it creates a URL, with XD. And again, this is something you can share, that they can try also on a mobile. It works. And they can leave comments. So they can say, oh, nice typography there. And they can show you what they mean, like this. This is what I mean here. And now I have my comment, and you can reply and resolve. So create this big conversation around what you design. And if you update the prototype, you can click on update the link. And it will generate again.
You don't have to generate a new one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's the same URL. So it's a very, very nice feature of XD, and it looks super clean, like you did a very good job.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very minimalistic, you can see it also somehow in my art. I like it, it's spaced out, and Yeah, it
looks great. I love it.
I like also, with this white button and the shadow under.
Yeah, it's a good look, huh?
Yeah, but I mean...
Maybe we can ask the chat, okay?
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer?
With the color or without?
Yeah, do you like the purple here buttons, or the one with the shadow? Yeah, let us know. Okay, you vote for purple or shadow? Just type it in the chat, and we will see what they prefer.
Because I was just thinking, if the person actually wants to change images time by time, in this, like on the landing page, as a first image, then, at some point you might not be kind of willing to give too much of this, like, color nuance, right?
Oh,
and
maybe it's
and
too
then
strong.
Yeah, because it's like then all the images should be adjusted, all the time.
We have a lot of votes for purple, though.
I
love the
purple. That's good. Okay. Because I did it as a first anyways,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's good.
Maybe I can show you something cool also. Okay.
Please.
So if you go back here. Okay, so is it a filter? Okay, that's directly the picture. Okay, that's great. So I will just export it on my desktop and call it, piano. I will export, a PNG, why not? And I will move to my desktop and open this PNG in Photoshop. So there is a concept in Creative Cloud, which are the libraries. You know, and you can add pictures in your libraries. And let's say you are working with a photographer. So what I will do is I will create a new library and call it Irina. And this is something I can share with you. And we can be like 5 people working in this library. Okay, so and this is where I will add the picture, and I will say a piano background. And in XD, instead of just using one image like this, I will also open my library.
Wow, that's cool.
And say, okay, we will use this picture also in the background. So it changed this, you see. Now there is a weird green link. And say, oh, okay, what is this? So it means that this picture is actually in Creative Cloud. So I would be in Paris or San Francisco, and I would be working on the picture here. So let's say, okay, I will try something different, maybe with a camera raw filter, try to just give a different mood, okay, and see what we can extract. Yeah, maybe give more punch, you know, like just to see what it will create, and a little bit desaturate, you know, just a different mood. Or maybe we go black and white so everyone can see, okay? Yeah, so we go to black and white. And now I will just save it. Like me, I'm working in Photoshop, I save. But this is sending my edit to the cloud. And you are in Berlin, you are working, and get the edit.
Oh my God, it's your updates, it's cool. Yeah.
So you can choose to have assets like this in the cloud, and someone is working on it.
Yeah.
And it could be like 5 people, and you get the edits in real time.
That's really good.
Just in sync.
Yeah, I like. You know, it is really helpful for remote work.
Yeah. When you have a team like Dispatch. But even when you are next to each other, actually, it's you don't have to pass the file on your USB key. Like, everything is easier. But I mean, you did a good job. It was your first time using XD, right? Wow.
I mean, I'm not designing for the first time landing pages.
Yeah, it's true. It shows that the tool is easy to learn.
Yeah, it's like really cool.
That's great. And use the grid. Okay, this is this is awesome. So there are 2 types of grid. Maybe we can show them. When you start a new artboard, there is the classic square grid. And you can change and say, okay, I want a larger one. And it will snap everything. Tick, 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 tick,
yes,
tick,
this feature is really important, actually, the snapping.
The snap,
Because somehow I feel that design is very mathematical, you know? It's
I agree.
It's like, design is technical and mathematical. It's a cool thing about that.
And when you design for the web, which was what you were doing, you can say layout and define the number of columns that you want, the margin on the left. So that's more something that And this is so you start with this layout, and if you resize, then it will follow the
that's good.
What you define. So that's also very useful. Have you seen the repeat grid?
I saw, but you can demonstrate it. Maybe I just missed, like something.
How can I show it? Okay, let's remove the grid here. And that's also a cool feature that is really unique to XD, and you can save a lot of time. So I will just take some elements, maybe this, copy it here.
You can take this component, which is with the button and the text, I think it makes really sense, but whatever,
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Do
That's
here,
cool.
and let's say that here we want to display pictures of the concert, I don't know. So you start with placeholders. So we do something like Instagram, maybe play with the rounded shape. And I will just fill it with something blank. And imagine how I want to add a legend or a label, okay? Like concert in Berlin. You're using Roboto, right? Yeah, okay. Roboto, we do something thin, so you define the style. And we want it centered, so we can align it here. And okay, maybe we can play with it after. So once you have your elements, you select repeat grid. and this is where you can extend it. So usually people extend it this way.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also do it.
Yeah.
You can do both. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's actually really cool because you just group the objects. Do you have to group them, or you have to actually save it as a component?
No, it becomes a group.
All
so
right.
you select them and you say
All right.
repeat
That's
grid.
cool.
So now it's
you don't have to even group it.
no. Now
Cool.
it's automatically a group that you can use. And if you have pictures, so let me find some pictures. I had some this morning. Okay, I just have 3, but the idea is that you can select multiple pictures and just drop them here.
Oh, that is really handy.
And it will populate. And
That's
then you
really
can
cool.
and you can still work on. So if I move this element, it will move it everywhere, you know, and say, oh, maybe it's better centered actually.
Yeah.
And maybe I need to add something inside, such as I don't know, a radial gradient, you know, that would go from black to black, but then I would change the opacity.
Interesting.
You know, like just to make sure I can see my text. We move the border, like put it back, and change the opacity to see how it works. So, yeah, it's really a huge time saver. The repeat grid.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this is awesome. I really like what you did.
Cool, cool.
Now I want to see the new website for Joel.
Yeah.
We need the new website, Irina.
Yes, exactly.
And it's almost time actually. Wow, it went so fast.
It was busy.
Yeah, and thanks for sharing all these experiments.
Yes.
It was awesome. Playing with the Kinect. It's a first on Adobe Live. First time we have a Kinect Live. And if they want to follow you on social, what is the best way?
Instagram, Facebook, Behance.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah, I mean.
You're
yes,
everywhere.
Yes, this is 21st century, right? Everyone is on social media somehow.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So make sure to follow Irina, and thanks again for sharing everything.
Thank you
Had
for
a lot of
having
fun.
me here. Yeah,
And
it's
your amazing
cool.
projects. They will make sure to follow you, give you feedback.
Yes,
which
and
was
thank
great.
you also. Thank you for showing me new things.
Yeah, and now you are a professional XD user. This is great.
New skills. Yes.
Yeah. And stay tuned because we have one more guest today, live from Berlin at Awwwards. This is Moritz. He's a local UX designer, and he will come and show how he can use XD also in his workflow. He works for Coup, which is a company to rent scooters. I don't know if you saw them. Yeah. So it should be cool. Okay. Thanks again, Irina.
Good luck.
Yeah. And stay tuned. We'll be back on Behance.net/live in 5 minutes.
Thank
Bye,
you,
everyone.
everyone.